So this little tiny rack in the windowsill holds 4 5-gallon aquariums, 2 cubes, and 2 rectangular aquariums, all of which have a betta. This first aquarium on the left, right next to Lord Storm's tank, it's just kind of plant storage as well as betta storage for right now. So googly eye the betta or whatever is in there from Chicago. I got him in Chicago, Aquashella 2024. So only about a month ago, actually. So he's been living in this tank for only a couple days. I had to move him briefly, so I've yet to set up the filter. He is a black and white samurai betta. I really love the samurai betta's colorations. The black and the white just mixes really, really well. So yeah, he's definitely one of my favorites. His coloring is just amazing. And right next to Googly is obviously Lord Storm in his Iwagumi Scape, which is a Japanese aquascaping method that I used that has 3 pieces of stone, with one bigger stone being kind of the headstone and the main focal point, and then plants. There's no wood, and you have to pick specific types of plants. This I did break the rules a little bit on because I went with Bacopa instead of a more carpeting plant, but it still looks really nice. It's been up for, man, it's been a little while, so it's been around for a little bit and still looking really good. The hair grass is starting to grow in again, which is nice because it always melts for me. This is actually the first time that hair grass has actually worked. One of my other aquariums that actually has kind of died. It might be coming back, but I don't know, but we'll get into that later. So this is Storm, and he is the oldest betta and oldest fish in my fish room. He's about 2.5, almost 3 years old, if my calculations are correct. He is a half moon betta, and obviously as he gets older, his fins start to curl up a little bit more, but he still has that really beautiful dark blue color to him. Now, down on the bottom here is on the left and on the right, they are both fantail, or I guess not fantail, half moon bettas. Similar coloring to a certain extent. They have a lot of orange and red on them. One has black though, and the other one has more blue and black and a little bit of white splashed in there. So these guys are just really pretty bettas. Kind of using their tanks as plant storage as well, as you can tell, because there is some Anubias in that side, and then there are some sword plants and some jungle val in here from the 60-gallon or whatever. 4 betta aquariums off to the left here on the rack. Just a little bit to the right of that is this 40-gallon breeder that I set up as a betta sorority. So this houses, at least at this moment, if I counted them correctly and didn't miss anybody, I think 8 bettas in total. So 8 out of the 21. I could definitely be wrong there. I don't know for sure. So this tank I just did an update on. So if you want any further information, it's going to be down in the link below. All right. And so just a little bit to the right, as I was saying, here's my first betta racking system. On top to the left there is a 20-gallon aquarium. That is a 20-gallon long. It houses a single copper betta fish, cowboy, a small school of ember tetras, as well as a school of pygmy Corydoras catfish. And then next to him is Ken. He's in his 10-gallon Ken's Dream House Scape with a gold, not a gold mystery snail, but a blue mystery snail to kind of help keep the tank clean. And he is actually a wasp sting survivor. So he was actually stung in the head by a wasp, managed to live, and his colors actually changed. And then down below here, I have a 10-gallon and 2 5.5-gallon aquariums. Now these guys, I used to have 4 total aquariums on the bottom. They were all 5.5s, but then I decided to replace 2 of the 5.5s with a 10, and I'm going to be doing the same to the other 2 on the right here. But the middle one does have an Apistogramma Hong Shloi, which is a really beautiful South American cichlid. Now, to the right of that aquarium, and the last one on this wall, is another 40-gallon breeder. This is kind of a community tank, a jumble of fish, and plant storage for the moment. And then in this aquarium, fish-wise, I have a small group of coolie loaches. So the little worm-like guys, really enjoy those. They're just kind of fun, goofy little fish that I just enjoy. And then I have a Crebensis cichlid, which is yet another dwarf cichlid. It only stays in the 2 to 3 inch area. At least mine has for the most part. It's about a 3-inch long fish. And then I have a Cryptoheros Amatitilania sahica in here, which is a smaller cichlid, but not a dwarf. I will put the name across the screen because it is really, really hard to understand what I'm saying because it doesn't sound like English. But anyway, and then I have a paradise fish and some swordtails and platies that have been living peacefully in here. Now, just around the corner from the 40-gallon breeder with the Cryptoheros sahica and the other mixed fish is a double 10-gallon aquarium stand that I built myself from a bunch of broken pallets. And on top, we have probably the oldest aquarium in my fish room. This guy has been up and running for almost a year and a half now, because I did move there. And so this thing has been up and running, still looks really good, despite it being so long. Even the plants are still looking pretty good and are even growing quite a bit. So the original fish I put in here are not still in here outside of 2, and one of the platies had a baby. Had a couple babies actually. You might see a few of them swimming around, but yeah, so this thing has been with me since the very beginning of the start of this fish room, and it's got a special place in my heart. Now, the tank directly below is Barbie's tank. This is a female giant beta that I have that I picked up in Aquashella, Chicago about a month and a half ago. So she has some really pretty colors, and I built this aquarium to kind of showcase her colors a little bit more. So I picked a lighter substrate, rocks that, although they are dark, they are still a little light compared to her. And then Malaysian driftwood, which is a really nice type of driftwood. It goes really well with this tank, and although we've had some melt, especially with the Bucephalandra brownie browns, as well as the dwarf sage, the tank still looks really good, and the rosette swords in the left side of the aquarium are still growing rather nice, and I think hopefully they'll eventually take over the aquarium. Who knows though? So, but anyway, she is a beautiful beta fish, giant beta fish with some really pretty colors on her. And yeah, I've just been really glad that I picked her up at Aquashella and have been able to create such an awesome aquarium for her, because I personally just love this one.